3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, YouTube? 2023 is over, and we're doing our end of the year top 10 albums list right now, here today. My name is Marcus, and this is my friend Sasha, and we listened to a lot of great music this year, and it's time.
Yeah, it's time to figure out which one's the best.
So to start off, we've gathered some honorable mentions. I have 10, Sasha has 5. I'm just gonna breeze through them and read them off. So my honorable mentions are Lil Uzi Vert, Pink Tape, Ken Carson, A Great Chaos, James Blake, Playing Robots into Heaven, DC the Don, Funeral, Jonathan Leindur, 96, Sugar World, Andre 3000, New Blue Sun, Reverend Kristen Michael Hader, Saved, Olivia Rodrigo Guts, Earl Sweatshirt and The Alchemist, Voir dire, and Caroline Polachek, Desire, I Want to Turn Into You.
My honorable mentions are Friday 2, Welcome to Callgrove 2, New Blue Sun 2, Heaven Knows, and then this is less of an album, more of like a deluxe edition, but Call Me If You Get Lost, Estate Sale. You can't really go through 2023 without talking about that. Some great songs. It's like Dogtooth, Sorry Not Sorry.
Dogtooth is actually like one of my favorite Tyler songs
I love
all
time.
She could ride my face, I don't want nothing in return, except for some her time.
It's time to move on
to the
top 10.
The lists themselves, you guys.
Starting at number 10, I have Michael by Killer Mike.
Music computers and robbers and looters with shooters and shooters with brokers and shooters with Ruger CDs with my tutors.
This album is like, I didn't really listen to it until recently, but I really like the vibe it's going for. Like, it's a little aggressive, but it's just pulled together really well. It has some crazy good features, like every single person you can imagine, pretty much. Well, not every person you can imagine, but
yeah,
like
Tom McDonald is not a feature.
Yeah, but my favorite song on the album is Scientists and Engineers with Andre 3000.
It's crazy because Future is not, he's like not out of his element on like that like futuristic, like sci-fi alien beat.
Yeah,
but then Andre is like, that's not normal,
but it's so good.
But it's like he fits it perfectly. Yeah. My number 10 spot is Lil Yachty, Let's Start Here. This is the vinyl, guys.
Making eye contact is suicide.
Lil Yachty's not like, has not been my favorite artist in past times. I mean, he's like fine, but dude, this album, like he actually just went insane and he made like some psych rock. He switched genres, but he did it well and he like actually fit into the, like, it's valid.
I feel like this might even, I think this is his best album yet.
Oh, for sure. There's like nothing better.
He wasn't really like an outstanding artist, but he really just knew what to do. He just got everyone's attention again.
Also, Strike is very popular. I love that song. That's low-key like my song of the year. We're not doing song of the year, but yeah, that's a good song. That song's so good, dude. That's like one of the best trap songs I've ever heard.
I was high as fuck, tweaking. I was trying to strike shit. I was trying to.
Moving on to number 9, I have Voir dire by Earl Sweatshirt and The Alchemist.
Big grip, get flipped, hand over fist, that's quick. Snake oil said.
Earl Sweatshirt's rapping and The Alchemist production, it just ends up being a good album.
It's so good. It's really good.
So good. It's a little short and not like the most interesting, but it just really worked really well. My favorite track from this album though is Vin Scully.
All right, my number 9 is McKinley Dixon, Beloved Paradise Jazz.
Running from the guns, point and shoot. We used to play up on the playground. Running from
This album is crazy. I only listened to it like for the first time a week ago, so it kind of like snuck into the list. But there's like soulful moments, and it's so like all the instrumentals, everything is like perfect. It's so smooth. It feels like it's crazy how it's an underground release. Like it feels so, it feels like there's this billion dollar budget label, everything behind it, but it's just like this underground release. And yeah, I love it. It's my favorite track is probably Run Run Run. That's probably my favorite track.
Going on to number 8, I have Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty.
Now
I won't talk about this too much because we've already talked about it, but just like a little summary. I think it's a perfect example of how if an artist really tries, they can kind of switch genres to something they enjoy making more, and it can work really well. My favorite track is kind of basic, but Black Seminole.
Oh, that's
my favorite track.
That's my favorite. Isn't it? Yeah, I would say that's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's just good.
it's like the best part of it's the best part of the album, and it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
7 minutes. It has all these little parts. All right, my number 8 is Danny Brown. Quaranta.
This rap shit done saved my life and fucked it up at the same time.
It means 40 in Italian, I think. And it's about his age, and I had something very specific I wanted to say about this one. This album makes me feel like a veteran cowboy adventurer in the Wild West that is coming out of retirement to do one last adventure. The writing is genius in lots of songs, and it's super chill while also being pretty dramatic. It's emotional in a way but it's not like a way that makes me want to like cry and like feel sad, but it is like the same thing. It's hard to explain, but like songs like Celibate just like make me really feel something. Also, Jen's Terrific Vacation or whatever that song's called, that's insane. That's actually insane. Every song has meaning. Every song is like great rapping. I love the beats. It's dynamic, but it also feels so like every song is very connected. And it's really good. It's really, really, really good.
Okay, number 7, I have College Park by Logic.
Back to the beats, back to the streets, back with the heat. Motherfucker, don't back to the back to the beats, back to the streets, back with the heat.
It sounds a little silly putting it on the top 10, but the storytelling in the album is genius. Like how he weaves the little skits between like rapping so well, and then like the symbolism near the end, how he's talking about how like rapping he doesn't really think that it's his thing anymore, and he's been in the game for so long, and now he's wondering like what more he has to give. My favorite song is Gaithersburg Freestyle. This song, I really like the vibe. It's like kind of insane.
Okay, my number 7 is Pink Panthers, Heaven Knows.
What happened to me? 'Cause I just had a dream I was dead.
So this was your honorable mention, so you listen to this, we can talk about this one together. It feels like vintage, and like takes me back to like it's like nostalgic feeling. It's really cool. My favorite song is Mosquito. I love the piano and stuff. Drums are super cool. They're very unique, because I mean this is like she didn't like create drums that sound like this, but there's not really any other mainstream artists doing that like right now. Like name one. You can't do it. It's just like a fun like pop album. It makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like nostalgic. And shout out Ice Spice.
Collabsy.
Oh yes, Ice Spice, please come on here.
Okay, moving on to number 6. I have a soundtrack actually for the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse by Metro Boomin. By far the best movie of the year, and I think that Metro definitely knows what he's doing making an album, and them choosing Metro with all the hype surrounding him and how good he is was like the perfect choice.
He's coming off of Heroes and Villains too, right?
Yeah, he's coming off of Heroes and Villains. Having watched the movie like makes it kind of makes sense, and it's like it's fun because it like makes you think about the movie, and it kind of you're like Miles Morales listening to the album.
Dude, the movie,
you're like swinging around you.
The movie ending, and then you hear da, 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 da,
bro, that's actually crazy.
My number 6 is Tizo Touchdown with How Do You Sleep at Night.
Thought I was doing good, neighbor. I thought I made it out the hood.
I love this album. It's like nothing else is like this. You're not gonna get anything else like this. While it still sounds like clean, it doesn't. He's like trying to be different, but it doesn't. He's not at the same time. Like all these songs could be pop songs, I feel like, but there's something like different about them. That's just really
so weird.
Good.
It's like a fusion between like
every
genre. There's like rap, there's rock, there's like psychedelic, there's like
funk.
pop, it's just like he's just doing what he loves.
Yeah.
Went on tour with Travis.
Yeah, we saw him live. We did saw him.
We did
saw him live. Yeah. sick, bro.
Yeah, his little like flower mic is pretty cool. Moving on to number 5, I also have Tizo Touchdown.
Oh, okay.
How do you sleep at night? So we can talk about it a bit more.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song has to be Mood Swings. Picking a favorite song on this album is so weird because every song is like kind of different, but it's the same at the same time.
It's like comparing items to items.
But I do like the mood of Mood Swing. Mood Swings makes me have a mood swing, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's
and
like and then it goes to the crazy like pushed guitars
and yeah, that is like crazy, and he's like, and then it like goes insane, and it goes normal and goes insane, like he's having little mood swings.
Not pushed guitars. I meant to say driven guitars, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that.
My number 5 is Jane Remover, Census Designated. This album's probably the album I've listened to the least on my list. Yeah, I'd say so. And I don't know it super well, know the song names and everything, but I just like listen to it, and it's just crazy. And like it's normal, but it also just has these layers of like crazy distortion, and like the build-ups in each song's like Lips, for example, where it's just like it says like, oh, nice little song, 3 minutes, and then you like slowly just feel it coming up, and the chords like tense chords, and then it's just like everything comes down together in this like explosion, and it's very nostalgic feeling. I love the vibe.
Number 4, I think now that we're up in our like top half,
we're actually top 5.
We're gonna get into a little bit more detail about the albums. For number 4, I have Pink Tape by Lil Uzi Vert.
I feel like bitch, I'm a crow. Whoa, I feel like bitch.
One actually kind of crazy thing is he had a pop-up in LA recently, and I was down there for a little bit, and I actually saw him, which was kind of insane. I didn't like talk to him or anything, and all the stuff there was pretty pricey, so I didn't get anything. But
oh yeah, you sent me the picture of like the jacket.
How
much was the jacket?
They were like over $100.
Look at this, I got collector's card.
Collector. This album is such a good like genre blend. It's a rap hip hop album, but it's also like a rap rock album kind of. And there's like every single song has like the core is like a rock song, but it's like not a rock album, and
it's like
think
the
that's
vibes
like so
of rock,
cool.
but it's rap, it's trap though.
Also, the whole like kind of Japanese but not Japanese theme. He does like a lot of things like subtly in this album. It's a long album actually, and then with the like extra stuff on it, it's I think comes out to like 25 or something tracks. So there's a lot going on. I feel like he's probably one of the most fun like rappers and characters
in this universe.
My favorite track from this album is Suicide Doors, but it was actually a lot closer than I thought because there's so many good like notable songs on that album, like Mama I'm Sorry and Endless Passion.
Nah, bro, I don't rock with that song.
But it's a very fun album. It's fun to listen to. It's a fun idea, which is what he's good at. Yeah.
Yeah. Uzi's just like
a fun guy.
Yeah, it's just like it's not like lyrical miracle, but it's just so much fun. It's like you just listen to it. It's just enjoyable. It's bright colors. It's all this. All right, my number 4 is Underscore's Wall Socket.
I'm in my life, I'm fixing.
I like this album for kind of the same reason as I like the Jane Remover album, but it's like much more like pop oriented and less like slow, and it's more energy and such things like that. And there's like explosion type parts, there's like weird stuff. It's like a concept album in the same way that it's not really, and it's very up to interpretation how you want to think about it. There's no written story, and it's very immersive. Like I feel like I'm at the town, and yeah.
Now, moving on to our top 3 albums of 2023. I have the one and only Scaring the Hoes by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown.
You can get rocked Christian. How you hating them, broke, no fixing them. Rock dick like raps Mississippians. Try to plus me.
This album is like one of the craziest albums I think I've listened to. It's like, it's kind of insane, but they like pull it off perfectly. Like,
It's controlled chaos.
yeah, and it's so like, it's hard to explain, but it's short, but it's like, it feels long because all the songs kind of like stay in your mind, like they're still screaming and like ringing in your ears.
Yeah.
But it's like in a good way. My favorite track on this album is Fentanyl Tester, just because of how like it sums up the album in its like insanity kind of, and it's like
That's every song.
yeah, but it like sums up that like kind of.
Yeah. And there's like the way it starts is completely different from how it ends too.
But it's like it starts insanely and it ends insanely and it's insane throughout the entire thing, and it's good, and it's like the fact that it exists is kind of still crazy to me, and I'm so happy it does. I was very close to putting Lean Beef Patty as my number one song for it too, because it's just like that's like a lyrical genius kind of, because they're like.
First off, fuck Elon Musk. $8 a month is too expensive.
It's just a really incredible album, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that album later. All right, my number 3, you guys, is Travis Scott with Utopia.
Okay, this shit is out of control. I'm driving through hell and I done brought snow.
This is my trap album of the year for sure. Where do I even start with this? This is the only album on here that I would say actually has a skip, which is kind of strange. I don't like K-pop, but that's okay because I like the other songs a whole lot. I think my favorite on here is probably Hyena or Telekinesis. Those are my top 2. Yeah, this album's great. It's very fun, but it also feels meaningful. This is like the future. This is like where rap is going, I feel like, and hopefully, and I'm here for it. It's Travis like trying the darker sound from his like past, but in a much more bigger produced way.
Yeah.
I think it works very much to his advantage. I love how the album starts off pretty dark, and then at the end it stays dark, but it feels like a resolution, especially with Telekinesis. It's like, I can't wait to live in glory and eternal lasting life.
Yeah.
Also, we saw the dang totem thing.
And we also saw it live in...
we went to the tour. It was great. He like totally brought energy and stuff.
Okay, top 2 now. This is crazy. My second favorite album of 2023 is a little bit surprising, actually.
I know you told me the list before, but I genuinely do not remember what it is. So
my number 2 album is For All the Dogs Scary Hour edition.
Oh yeah.
I put careers on shelves like Amazon distribution center. Hell, really hate to call on Broski for the dirty.
Now, when he first dropped For All the Dogs, I thought it was like pretty great, but it like caught me right away, but it kind of like declined a little bit. But then he released the Scary Hours edition, and I think he saved the album from like rolling downhill. I feel like For All the Dogs is really good, but it's kind of made more for the industry than like from his heart. And then when he added like Scary Hours, it's like a deluxe edition basically, and he really did it from the heart, and he ended up pulling it all together. My favorite track out of all of it is You Broke My Heart. I think the beat on that is like actually crazy.
It feels very like
it makes me want to like do a little like,
it's like it feels like the finale.
Yeah.
Or like it feels like the finale of some crazy like journey or something.
Kinda, yeah. I also
Like,
want to give a little honorable mention to Rich Baby Daddy.
Oh, I love that song. That's my favorite song of all time.
Yeah, well, it's like very, very good. The beat's like insane, and like SZA and Drake
and Sexy Red go crazy.
Are crazy.
All of them
Sexy
go
Red's
crazy.
verse goes crazy, but I think
I changed my mind on that. I
Really?
don't like Sexy's verse, but I like her hook.
I don't. It's so repetitive. She does it like 10 times. Is the problem?
That's true, but like her
Like-
verse is nothing. Like it's nothing in it. I love the Scary Hours 3, like the edition. Every song on there is so good. I love Red Button. It makes me very specific. The beat on Red Button, the first song on Scary Hours 3, it reminds me of like you've beat like the boss, right?
Oh yeah.
And then you are about to go in the treasure room, and there's like doors like this, and then you open the doors, and it's like the song, the beat starts playing out of the treasure room, and then there's just like this pile of gold coins with like a treasure chest on top, like jewelry everywhere.
I get that.
And like these golden like cups, golden mugs. Yeah. Shout out Drake. Please come on this channel. All right, my number 2 is 100 gex, 10,000 gex. My favorite song on here, I don't know, it's hard to say one because there's not that many songs. I'll say my favorite is the outro song or Hollywood Baby. And I don't know, this album is like a combination, I feel like, of everything I've said good about like all the albums in this past, like except for meaning. There's no meaning behind this album at all. But it's like, it's fun. It's like there's experimentation. There's nothing like it. It like makes me feel like nothing else can make me like think, can like make my brain feel like this. And it, like there's electronic sounds, there's like acoustic sounds. It has literally everything in like the super ADHD like way, where it just shoves everything. Like it's just like, oh, listen to this, blah, blah. And now it is time for the true,
for number 1,
the greatest album of the year.
Greatest album of the year. This is a big one. All of 2023
AOTY
summed up in one album, pretty much. My anthem of the year, my album of the year, the best number 1 of the year, of course, Travis Scott's Utopia.
I know.
This is like, in my opinion, not only is it the best Travis Scott album so far, it's the best album that's come out with the new age of rap. It's so good. It's like, the best way I can describe it to someone, I think, is Travis Scott took what he did right in like Astroworld and Rodeo kind of, and he combined those with like a kind of darker feel, and then with like the help of Kanye, because let's face it, this album is very, very heavily inspired by Kanye.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't canceled, he'd get the executive producer credit.
Utopia.
It's like the pinnacle of hip hop and rap this year.
I would agree almost.
My favorite track on the album, personally, is I Know, for multiple reasons. Mainly because I think when we saw it live, it was like super hype, and he was like screaming it out of his heart. And it's also just like a very Travis Scott song, I feel like.
Alright, this is my album of the year. So important what I choose here. My number 1 album of the year, top of the list, is JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown's collab album, Scaring the Hose, scaring the H. And we already talked about this one a little bit, Sasha's number 3 album. This one really actually combines everything. Like I said that about 10,000 Gex, this one actually combines everything good about the past albums. Like, it's got like fun rap, it's like insane sampling, weird sounds that you never like really get anywhere. Yeah, genre bending. The way the mix is, it's like disturbing to your ears, but in like a scratching your ears way. And like I love Peggy and Danny Brown's, like they're just so like fun to listen to them like do anything. And there's like the Dream collab album. I love, what was I gonna say? Oh, there's like meaning behind this, behind it too. It's not like super serious, it's not like sad, but there is meaning behind everything. Yeah, it's just, this is such a special album, and 10 out of 10.
Would listen again. I wish it didn't end. I have friends. So my favorite song is Garbage Pail Kids. I love like the weird little like Japanese kids sample, like, and
and then it goes so hard. Also the guitar, the like super overdriven guitar is crazy. And that's the list.
Before we go, I would like to shout out to a new artist that I found. He's not like very new. He's made a little bit of stuff in 2022, but I think he's really started like popping off and showing his colors in 2023. His name is Pipochi.
Stay with me just a little while. Stay with me.
And it's like interesting because the music he's made, it obviously has a few holes in it here and there, but I feel like he has so much potential. He's a very small artist, so I've commented on some of his posts and stuff, and he's like replied, so I've had like mini conversations with him kind of, which is actually really cool. Like it's rare you find like those small artists nowadays.
You really get to connect with
but he says that there could be an album coming out very soon.
That's
and
gonna be sick.
I think it's definitely gonna be a chance for him to show like what he can do to the game, and it's always really nice just seeing a new artist kind of rise. Definitely, if you haven't listened to him before, which you probably haven't because he's a very small artist, give him one listen, see what he has to offer. Kind of.
You'll be an OG.
You will be an OG.
In like a year, you can say you listened to him when he had like
1,000
monthly listeners, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't have too much to talk about at the end of here. I just want to say some really great EPs were Quadeca, all the Scrapyard EP things.
I want you 'cause you're easier than nothing.
And also Tyler, the Creator, The Estate Sale. So everything mentioned in this video, literally every single thing mentioned in this video, every song, music, is all great. Yeah, shout out to all of it. And if you haven't heard, listen.
You don't even have to listen to the full album. Just like listen to some of the
give it a
some
try.
of like the recommended songs on it.
Expand your.
They're all amazing songs.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything like on your list. Like we obviously have different opinions because we're different people, but anything on your list, I think is like still it's good, all it's all good. And
I like most of the stuff on your list.
Yeah. Check the description to check out any music we talked about in this video. So we ready to go?
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn the bell on.
Turn the bell on. That's important.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. 2023.
Music. Put him on the news, son. I'm evil like Lucy, son. A whole lot of bitches be hating on me cause I got all the buttons. Had a fall back with my last bitch cause she was just playing with my little time. I'm traveling the world at the Pope.